Well, did you know that the windshield designed for the Tascam Port Capture X8 can be also used for the Zoom H6 Studio? And it surprisingly fits very well. As you can see, it doesn't fall off, it doesn't move that much, so I thought it would be very interesting to test how it would affect the recorded sound, and also how good this windscreen would resist the wind. To test those things, I first conducted the test 1 in my room, which is to perceive how the recorded sound changes with or without the windscreen. I put my shaver and trimmer powered on the ground, which makes perfect static noise forever. And lastly, I'll turn on the fan, which is about 1 meter away from the recorders, just to simulate the wind in real life. Just so you know, there's another test later in this video, which was conducted on the field and in real life. Alright, enough talking, let's get the experiment begin. Alright, what did you think? I definitely felt the sound got muffled as soon as I attached the windscreen on both recorders. But for some reason, since the X8 picks up the high frequency really well and better than the H6 Studio, I got an impression that the X8 didn't lose that much of high frequency compared to the H6 Studio. And I do know that this Windjammer is designed for the X8 and not for the H6 Studio. But the H6 Studio actually has a dedicated windscreen, and it is officially released by Zoom. However, this accessory pack name suggests this is for H5 Studio. It doesn't matter because H5 Studio and H6 Studio shares the same mics, so at least the windscreen is dimensionally the same size as the H6 Studio. But it is really expensive for what it is, and I don't need those other accessories that hard shell and a cable and a AC adapter, and probably many of you also don't want them neither. So if you know there's a very good and cheap alternative for the H6 Studio, let me know in the comments down below, or let everyone know. Anyways, let's move on to the test 2. Alright, how was it? I suppose it was not too bad on both recorders. Of course, it was nowhere near perfect from preventing the wind noise, consistently blowing from random directions at random speed. But I'd like to conclude that this windscreen WS-86 works. It works not only on the X8 but also on the H6 Studio.
Okay.
Other than that, I've noticed a few different things about those recorders while I was recording on the field. First thing I've noticed is that the H6 Studio's built-in mic shock mount absorbs the vibration very well. So if you are the kind of person who wants to record the sound while you are walking, or in a situation where for some reason the ground is not stable and vibration is inevitable, the H6 Studio will do the job. But at the same time, I felt the necessity of having this kind of shock mount to reduce the extra vibration and handling noise. And secondly, I haven't mentioned yet, but this windscreen WS-86 is really hard to attach to those units. Even on the X8, I really struggle to put it on the unit. Because it is so difficult, my desk always ends up like this. I've seen someone talking online how the older generation of handheld recorders used to have these enclosures around the mics. So if the X8 and the H6 Studio had the enclosures now, I imagine it would be much easier to attach and detach the windscreens without losing too much hair like this. Plus, the windscreen would probably not move and make any noise. But who knows, there gotta be a reason why Tascam and Zoom both got rid of the enclosure. And lastly, in one of my previous videos, I mentioned that I was annoyed by the high-frequency hum noise caused by the X8's built-in mics, but I was wrong. It turned out it was not because of the X8's mics, but instead it was caused by Wi-Fi or smartphone's network connection, aka radio frequency interference. So in this test, I went to the field where there's almost nobody around me, no electronic devices that emits radio frequency, and I turned on airplane mode on my smartphone, and the result was very clean as expected. So once again, I was all wrong, and I want to apologize to Tascam. So next time if I record something with the X8 mics, I will make sure to turn off any electronic devices that emits radio frequency. And that's a wrap for this video. If you noticed anything or got a question about the X8 or the H6 Studio, please let me know and I will maybe make videos based on your theory or questions. But anyways, thanks for watching all the way to here. Bye and happy recording.